Okay, folks, 1/60th of a shutter speed, f11. And I'll be going the other way. That's why when you put it on manual mode, unless you have auto ISO, but I don't. I have a f11, 1/60th of a shutter speed, ISO 100. And I'm hoping it's not blown out. That was either a possum or a porcupine or something. Didn't make it. Okay, I'm trying to strain it up a little bit. This 35 millimeters looking gorgeous, folks. Beautiful day. I see some clouds. So I'll be putting up 2 more videos. You know what? I forget how many I have. Uh-oh, fire truck. I don't like seeing stuff like that. So I let the speeders go on. I just enjoy the view. Try to keep the camera straight. It's nice and cool in here. So what do you think in manual? 160 to the shutter speed, f11, 100 ISO, exposure compensation at 0. Servo autofocus, but I get it on subject attack for anything or everything. So, trying to see if it does any focus breathing or anything like that. I'm using the Rode lavalier mic. I am using the RF 35mm f1.8 lens, and it's at f11 right now. And this is a refurbished lens, so I got it at a cheaper price. I got a Nikon lens too. I forget which size, but it was refurbished. So these are the cheaper lens that came out with the EOS R and RP. All right. They're still great 1.8 lenses. They're not the L's. I believe the L's are waterproof or better for weather, rough weather, okay? And they're supposed to be sharper. It's like Nikon, you know, their Nikors, they have an S line, so they're sharper. But I enjoy their 40mm and 28mm Z lens. And the 26mm also. So this camera is going to compete against the Z6 II. So Z6 II does overheat, but it's not as much as the Z7 II. And the only flaw that I see with the Z6 II on video is the 30-minute record or time record limit. That's ridiculous. So this is 8 minutes so far, almost 9 minutes. I think I'll split up the files, one for auto and the other one for manual, instead of collaging both videos together. That way, if you make it shorter, more people will watch the whole thing. I don't know. But how does the dynamic range look? I think the shadows are looking fantastic right now. So the 28mm is a 2.8 aperture. The 24mm is a 1.8 aperture. The 50mm is an f1.8. That's the nifty 50. And the 85mm, which is also a macro, is an f2. The 100 to 400 is a variable lens. I think it's 5.6 to 7.1. Might be a 4.5. I don't know. I've only used it about 4 or 5 times. And that's just to look at some wind turbines in West Texas. I did take some pictures with it though. You know, I did competing against with the Sony and that lens on I think the R7, and that was, I think it was the ZVE 10. Okay. Okay, so now this is 40 millimeters. I mean 40 miles an hour. Oh, it's 45. Wow, okay. Alrighty. So what do you think? Is manual mode just as good as the auto mode? I don't know. Nobody wants to comment. Agree or disagree or give me advice. Wish you would. I'm just learning on this on my own. Enjoy the rides and the driving. And I figure this is the best way to test out some cameras. And what I like about the Nikon ones is you can take pictures too while you're doing video. And Sony just says, hey, you can't do that. I haven't tried it with the Canon. I think you can. Ooh. See the deer? Whoopee! Oh man, did he jump. Better him than me. He's a natural. Okay, 40 miles an hour. See? This is what I have to deal with. Come on. There we go. Better. Now don't do that again. I'm warning you, don't do that again. There we go. Get it just right. Highlander. I have a friend that has a Highlander. I also have another friend that has a RAV4. Okay. Yeah, a little bumpy, a little bit better. Okay. Not too bad. See where they filled up some potholes. It's better than putting caliche down and you have to keep repairing it, like my brother does at his place. My grandmother had red clay on the road, and water came, and boy, it was like slush. And they finally paved it. Okay, so it's about the same drive, 18 minutes there, 18 minutes back. One in auto setting and the other one in manual setting. What do you think? F11. Now, one thing that it seemed to me that the auto wasn't doing, and when I come to a stop, I do see a little jello effect, shakiness. So what do you think? Does this handle the brightness better? I don't know. It looks good on the LCD screen, but it may be too bright. So I have to get it in post. What I'm really looking for is, even if this is 4K 30, all right? Is it line skipped? If I put it in PQ or HDR, then it's only 1080p. I mean, I can put it in that, but then I have to do something with the HDMI cable out, put in C-Log 3, and then pick one of the settings that they choose for you. It is in movie mode. Yep, he stopped. Okay. So anyway, what do you think? You like the 35 millimeter? It's different from the 28 that I've had all week and the 24 millimeter I had today. You think that's something? Wait until I put the 16 millimeter on there. I think that the people look like ants. And you're talking about a GoPro look. Oh boy. And there's my neighbor. I'll go this way. Well, don't recognize him. Maybe he wasn't my neighbor. Oh well. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, please give me a like, subscribe. Any questions or comments, please put it down below. And as always, stay safe, keep smiling. Until next time. Goodbye. All right, so you see, manual mode, it's dark, right? So how do you fix that, Randy? Well, you can do shutter speed of 130. That didn't improve. So you can do the aperture, it's f11, 10, 9, 8, 7.1, 6.3, 5.6, 5.0, 4.5, 4.0, 3.5, 3.2, 2.8, 2.5, 2.2, 2.0, 1.8. And 140, 150, 160. And that's just for being on the inside, folks. Okay? I can try it at home. You don't try it at home. All right. Goodbye, folks. This is a pretty drive. Great roads. I'm going to put that down. But this is the worst time to driving, especially when the sun gets low. That's why I'll be going the other way, away from the sun. I do not see one cloud in the sky. Yeah, I do. But when it sets, you're not going to see it. So this is 40. So usually I'm driving this at night. You got these speeders here. I let them go ahead. They're bigger than me. So you can see where the bright areas are. people slow down and see if you're gonna turn. I'm going to show off some rocks. There it is. That's what I was looking for. I always miss the entrance. And you know what? There's a lot of people here. I'm going to forget about it. I'm just going to go to these rocks and admire them. Park in the shade. And change the setting. All right, folks. Be right back.